Alrighty, what it do? I am G, the seeker of truth. This is Spiritual Stake, and yes, your spirit is at stake. So we are in our Bible breakdown here. We are still in Genesis. This is chapter 21. An overview of chapter 20. Sarah and Abraham pretty much did the same thing to Abimelech that they did in Canaan, except Abimelech, he didn't sleep. He didn't know Sarah, but there was still not a plague per se, but the Lord had closed up all the wombs of the maid servants and all the women because of this lie that was once again told. But we come to find out this time that Sarah was actually Abraham's daddy's daughter. So when he was saying that she was his sister, he wasn't necessarily lying. He just wasn't telling the truth. You see what I'm saying? He wasn't telling the whole truth. Like, she was my sister, but she my wife now. I don't address her by sister today. I address her by my wife. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we was at with 20. Abimelech, unlike the Pharaoh in Canaan, he allowed Abraham and Sarah to stay because the Lord had came unto him, Abimelech that is, had came unto Abimelech and showed him all the things, and let him know who Abraham was. So we're going into chapter 21. And y'all know how we do. Without any further ado. And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did unto Sarah as he had spoken. For Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age, at the set time of which God had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him, Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 8 days old, as God had commanded him. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him. That man was 100 years old. And Sarah said, God hath made me to laugh, so that all that hear will laugh with me. And she said, who would have said unto Abraham that Sarah should have given children suck? For I have borne him a son in his old age. And the child grew and was weaned. And Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned. Excuse me. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she bore unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. Now hold on real quick. Let me just go back to Sarah here. Little Miss Sarah, that initially could not bear a child for her husband, wouldn't get her handmaiden, and gave her handmaiden unto her husband to lie with, and got mad when her husband lied with the woman and conceived the child. So to the point that she ran the woman away. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the handservant, which is Hagar, and told her to go back and, fall up under her rule and watch how I'm going to bless you. But now, we sitting here at the weaning, the Isaac weaning, and Sarah want them gone. Cast them out. This same woman that did this act, this love, right? Maybe it was in servitude or doing what you had to do. But nonetheless, it was done. at your request. And this is what you do. This is how you act. This is how Sarah act. Verse 11. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. And God said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, and because of thy bondwoman, and all that Sarah hath said unto thee. Hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called. And also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder and the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered into the wilderness of Beersheba. And the water was spent in the bottom, and she cast the child under one of the scrubs. And she went and set her down over against him a good way off, as if it were a bow shot. For she said, let me not see the death of the child. And she sat over against him and lifted up her voice and wept. And God heard the voice of the lad, and the angel of God called to Hagar out of heaven and said unto her, what aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for God has heard the voice of the lad where he is. Let's stop right there for a second. Now, we got to keep in mind, right? There's two innocent parties here. You got Hagar and you got her son. Right? Hagar was simply doing what she was instructed to do. They say, go in there and sleep with my husband because I can't bear him no child. Hagar did that. Hagar had the child. She sent her away. Hagar ran off. Right? Came back. Went right back under her thumb of rule. Back up under her authority. And then get kicked out. Say Abraham gave him a bottle of water and told her gone. Say she walking out there, they had drunk all the water. It was so bad, say she got put the boy up under the scrub because she didn't want to watch him die. When you got something, when God got something for you, it ain't going to always look like we want it to look. It's not going to sound how we want it to sound. It's not going to walk like we want it to walk. It's not going to talk like we want it to talk. But it's going to be what God wanted to be. Excuse me. And there's always going to be favor. $17. We in 17? Yeah, okay, well, it was 17. 18. Arise, lift up the lad and hold him in thy hand, for I will make him a great nation. And God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went and filled the bottle with water and gave the lad drink. And God was with the lad, and he grew up and dwelt in the wilderness and became an archer. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took him a wife out of the land of Egypt. And it came to pass at that time that Abimelech and Phachol, the chief captain of his host, spake unto Abraham, saying, God is with thee in all that thou doest. Now therefore swear unto me here by God that thou wilt not deal falsely with me, nor with my son, nor with my son's son, but according to the kindness that I have done unto thee, thou shalt do unto me and to the land wherein thou hast sojourned. And Abraham said, I will swear. And Abraham reproved Abimelech because of a well of water, which Abimelech servant had violently taken away. And Abimelech said, I wot not who has done this thing, neither didst I tell me, neither yet heard I of it, but today. So basically right there, Abimelech had seen how God was favoring Abraham. He went to Abraham and told him, everything I see, excuse me, I see the God with you in everything that you do. So, let you and me, you swear to me right now by God that you ain't going to deal falsely with me. They came in an agreement, neither with me or my son or my son's son. And so, Abimelech, one of his servants, ran off with the well. With a well of water. And Abraham, in 25, it said, Abraham reproved Abimelech because of a well of water. Reprove. We can look up these. Y'all know we can look them up real quick. I'm going to go to my... Because I want to see something anyway. Reproved.
Here's the definition of reprove, reprimand, or censure someone.
Reproved is to reprimand or censor someone. Did they help? Did they clear up that? To reprimand? It's origin from the late Latin, which was reprobare, which is disapprove. Excuse me. But that's what reproved is, reprimand or censor. Let me see what censor is in this scenario. Censure. Third person, censor is past person. Express severe disapproval of someone or something, especially in a formal statement. Okay, so they went from Abraham making this swearing by God that he ain't gonna deal falsely with Abimelech and his son's son, to now Abraham despised this man because of a well of water, which Abimelech's servant had violently taken away. Like, give me that. Snatched it up. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I'm finna walk off with it. Anyway, I'm just saying, he say violently taken away. I didn't exaggerate. That's right there, 25. And Abimelech said, I wot not who had done this thing, neither didst thou tell me, neither yet heard I of it, but today. And Abimelech like, I ain't even know dude did that. He didn't tell me he did it. This is my first time hearing about it today. So, I just want to clear that up right there. 27. And Abraham took sheep and oxen and grew them until, excuse me. And Abraham took sheep and oxen and gave them unto Abimelech. And both of them made a covenant. So I guess they made up. I mean, it's good though to come into an understanding with another person, right? There was some conflict. You was mad at me. You despised me. I ain't even know nothing about the situation, but I'm glad that, you know, they worked their situation out. Abimelech told him I ain't had nothing to do with it. I didn't know nothing about it. And they worked it out. Say Abraham took them sheep and oxen and gave them unto Abimelech, and they made a covenant. 28. And Abraham set 7 ewe lambs of the flock by themselves. And Abimelech said unto Abraham, what means these 7 ewe lambs which thou hast set by themselves? And he said, for these 7 ewe lambs shalt thou take of my hand, that they may be a witness unto me that I have digged this well. Wherefore he called that place Beersheba, because there they swear, both of them. I can't read tonight, y'all. Thus they made a covenant at Beersheba. Then Abimelech rose up and Phashol, the chief captain of his host, and they returned into the land of the Philistines. And Abraham planted a grove in Beersheba and called there on the name of the Lord, the everlasting God. And Abraham sojourned in the Philistines' land many days. Okay, that was the end of 21. We did a lot of breaking down throughout the reading. I did. It's crazy. It's wild. I'm really still kind of stuck on the Sarah situation. It's bogus to me. You know, even though I know, say the Lord appeared unto Abraham and told him not to worry about the maidservant in her child, right? He told him that he was gonna make him many nations, the father of many nations. That's all good and dandy, right? Sarah, man, what y'all think about Sarah? Like, what's y'all like overview of Sarah? Like, knowing what we know about Sarah, reading what we've been reading, you know, we've been doing this now for 21 chapters. So, knowing what we know about Sarah, like, what do you think about Sarah? What is your view of Sarah? Do you feel like she's the submissive wife that does what? Do you feel like she's vindictive? You think she a liar? You think she deceptive? I mean, like, we talking about Sarah. Sarah lied to the Lord. He say, you was in there laughing. Sarah said, I wasn't laughing. But anyway, it's interesting, nonetheless. I thoroughly enjoy this. The Bible breakdown. I really do. It's for us. You know, for us. Because to read it now, to actually be like, for those who gonna go, like, going from Genesis all the way to Revelation with me, because that's what we going. We're going through the whole thing. Right? To now be wherever you at. Because obviously, one thing for sure, you're going to have to be on a certain spiritual level to, like, rock with all these. And I know, like, you might not like the fact that I smoke while I read. That's your problem. You might like the fact that I use profanity while I read, but I don't really use profanity when I read. I try not to. It may come out every now and again. But if you got a problem with that, that's a problem that you got. Right? I ain't I'm not in front of you like talking like I'm a minister or reverend or a prophet or nothing like that. I'm me. I'm reading the Bible. I'm a man. I'm reading the Bible and I'm blowing while I read. You hear me? We breaking this down. So, like, don't look for perfection. Don't look at me and be like, try to seek perfection because I supposed to be this, I supposed to be that. Because I ain't never said I was none of that. I say I'm out here seeking truth. So, with that being said, love y'all. We're going to be right back at it tomorrow. Popping out chapter 22. I am G, the seeker of truth. This here is Spiritual State. Till next time, y'all stay elevated.